Then we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were a team that everybody thought was going to be that dark horse team last year in the playoffs, going to be that team going to go 11-5, and Jameis Winston's going to have his breakout year, and their defense is ready. But no, they had a lot of needs in this draft. That didn't happen. Their season was a disaster. Jameis Winston was eating his hand. There was a lot going on last year. But this year, they got in the draft. I think they had a great draft. I gave them an A. First round, Vita Vea. For me, best interior lineman in the draft. They add him beside a guy like Gerald McCoy, who's already one of the best D tackles in the league. So you have that tag team in the inside. They added Jason Pierre-Paul. They added Vinny Curry. So now they made their biggest weakness from last year, the team that was last in sacks last year, one of their biggest strengths on their team. So they can go from, you know, a team that couldn't even touch the passer to a team that can be one of the better ones, especially in their division. And then you go number 2, second-round pick. This is Dilly Vanilli's man crush, Ronald Jones from USC. He could really end up being a special player if there are some concerns about his kind of testing and his 40 and some of his injuries. But he's a home run hitter. He has really good agility in his cuts, and he could end up being their best running back right away. So they got 2 starters there. Then in the second round, Carlton Davis to me was one of the top 3 man cover corners in this draft. They end up getting him, who I think is immediately going to start. And they really needed corners. Their biggest weakness outside of pass rush this offseason was corner and safety. And they got Carlton Davis and MG Stewart, 2 guys that could potentially start. So they got 3 seconds, 1 first. All I think were hits. And then, you know, later in the draft, they add some depth on the offensive line, which they needed. They got a strong safety from Pittsburgh and Whitehead, which they needed because Chris Conti is their starting safety, which is not good. So I think overall the Bucs got a lot and they addressed a lot of their needs in this draft. AC, do you feel similar?
Yeah, I gave him an A-. The only reason was because I think there was a couple positions. I thought they did a great job. Like, I was really close to giving it an A, which was my highest. I didn't give anyone A+. So it was close to my highest. Like you said, getting Ronald Jones was huge. I think he'll obviously be the first 2 down back, but I think what we've heard is the problem with him is his catching ability because he wasn't really asked to do it much. So there's not a lot of tape on him doing it. So I think Chiquise Rogers would still be maybe that 3rd down back,
yeah, and he was
third and medium
last year.
Yeah, but it is nice finally for Tampa Bay, so we don't have to see names like Peyton Barber or whoever they've been throwing out there at running back. Yeah, like
every second year.
What's the other guy? Oh, what was the other guy's name that always played? That was like you'd always pick up Sims, Chris Sims the third. Like, yeah, just like random guys they just plug in. So it's nice. Yeah, I think he could do well there. Vita V is just like, man, I'm starting to like this Bucs defensive line, how they're trying to do it, because it reminds me a lot of what the Eagles do. Like, you know, I mean, they're second. We've been talking a lot about depth charts today or in the other videos, and like their second line change could be up there with like some teams that actually start these guys. Like, your first obviously is Pierre-Paul, McCoy, Vita Vea, Vinny Curry. And then your second is Noah Spence on the end, Mitch Urin, Bo Allen, and William Golston. Like, that's your second crew.
They made their worst position arguably their best position.
Yeah, now they like literally what they can do, which is huge. I don't know what. I hope Bucs, though, aren't expecting – this is actually besides the draft. I hope the Bucs aren't expecting too much from Vinny Curry, because he's very good against the run, but he does not really get to the quarterback. That's not what he does.
Which, I mean, they already have Pierre-Paul. That's his specialty.
Oh, and for sure. And I think –
and then you have Gerald McCoy, who gets 7 sacks a year.
And I would say Noah Spence and Golston would be better on 3rd down than Vinny Curry. But Vinny Curry is an unbelievable first 2 down backs, you know, like just – setting, like no one ever gets outside of him. He makes good tackles, so that's good. And then they needed defensive backs. They got them. The only thing I would kind of like to see them get is a wide receiver.
You think so?
Well, I don't like Adam Humphries is their
Deshaun.
slot.
I mean,
like,
they have Evans, Deshaun, and Humphries, who's okay.
I know, but I'm saying
tight ends.
like look at all these other teams that draft receivers that don't even really need them, and I just look at this team and I'm like, they probably need them more than those other teams that are drafting receivers. You know what I mean? Like Adam Humphries as your slot, and then Chris Godwin. That's not even Goodwin too. That's Godwin. That's not even the good one. So I thought you could just maybe upgrade. I'm just not Adam Humphrey. I don't think he's that good. I think
you got to remember that they played Brayton and Howard a lot too.
Yeah, true. And the Canadian Anthony Auclair. But yeah, so I'm A-. I did think they had a really good draft. It was really close to being an A. But we'll have to see. And just looking at them too, it's like, I guess Ryan Jensen was huge getting him in free agency.
Their offensive line is weak, which they could have maybe done more.
But other than that, like, it's weird. Like they're secondary still. Like, you got to think that Davis, Carlton Davis, and MJ Stewart are going to be playing a lot.
That's why I said that. Yeah. That's why I think it was such a big need.
Yeah. Because like Ryan Smith is their starting right now. Vernon Hargraves, I don't mind as a nickelback. But Brent Grimes is getting older. But Brent Grimes seems to just be hit or miss.
Yeah, he can play.
No, but it's funny because sometimes he has horrible years and then he just bounces back as he gets older and has a great year. And you're like, wow, he's a great corner. But then he'll have a year that's crappy because he's played so long. You've seen like just ups and downs with his career. But yeah, no, I'll give it an A-, but really close to an A. It was a good job by them.
Yeah, so the Tampa Bay Bucs, one of the best drafts this year of any NFL team.